All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer, and I'm with Benner Database Designs. And you'll have to bear with me because this is my very first recorded Zoom meeting. And I'm here today with Dawn Ross with All Tasks Services Ltd. And we wanted to start a panel discussion basically on the realities of actually going paperless in a digital age with our business records, whether or not that's actually possible. So this will be the first in a 3-part series. So I have recruited Dawn as my first guinea pig because I wanted to follow the process through for business records from beginning to end. So Dawn offers a lot of great bookkeeping services within her company. And then next week, we'd like to talk to an actual accountant to sort of explain how they process their part of it. And third and last, we'll be talking to an auditor who can actually tell us what the realities of, worst case scenario as far as keeping your records properly for businesses. And of course, this really falls into my wheelhouse because I love organization and managing your information properly and records management. So because for most people, the tax deadline has passed. I know that if you're self-employed, you have sort of an extended deadline. So you might be right in the middle of doing your tax records. So we thought this would be a perfect time to touch base on this. So going forward in the new year, just because I recently saw a commercial for QuickBooks Online, the mobile app. And the thing that really intrigued me was the feature that allows you to take a picture of your receipts and upload them digitally. So this got me to thinking that, do I really need to keep the paper that I have in my office? Now, I myself am a total paper hog. I love paper. I like to have the paper as the backup in case something happens with my laptop or my system. And I like to have it vice versa as well in case, something, office flooded or there was a fire or something. And so the physical records are deleted. But nowadays we have virtual servers like the cloud. And so that's sort of rendering the whole thing a little bit obsolete because really, is there any type of hindrance to getting back to your records should something happen? So I have Dawn with me today, and she has agreed to answer my questions. And she's going to talk about basically from her perspective of doing the data entry for bookkeeping, how she feels about going digitalized. So hi, Dawn.
Hi there.
Okay, so I'm hoping that this is recording properly. I know that you're in my screen properly.
Okay, I can see you.
Good. So I guess that basically the first question is, have you used QuickBooks Online and have you seen this mobile feature that allows you to take pictures of your receipts? And does this actually work?
Yes, I do use QuickBooks Online for my company. I'm kind of late to using it, have been though for about 6 months. I have taken pictures of receipts. I don't do that all the time, but yes, you can take a picture of the receipt and then code it from the picture and upload it into your program. There's also, with QuickBooks Online, there's the bank feeds, and those transactions that go through your linked up accounts will also show up in a screen where you can accept them, you can code them, accept them, match them, or reject them. So the digital age is helping us speed up the process of getting our data into our books. I still like to refer to the paper, but it's helping speed up the process and making time for other things.
Okay, great. And do you think, just speaking of that coding, sorry, I just thought of something else. So if I'm not really familiar with how to, because that's actually why I employ a bookkeeper, is because I'm not always sure of the code I'm supposed to put things under. So that's kind of why I leave it to her.
Yes.
Is it possible to enter them without the code and then have the bookkeeper come back and make sure it's in the right account?
It is. And if you're not sure what the code is, you can use the categorized account. You can save it to a special account where that's where your questions go. And it's very easy in our in our software, whether it's desktop or online, to be able to drill into the accounts on our profit and loss and see what did we put under office supplies. Drill in, have a look at all the transactions. Say if we're looking at office supplies and then we see something for Shell gas station, we can go, oh, maybe we made a mistake with that transaction. So it's very easy to have an overview from that.
Okay, great. And sorry, do you feel that, like, as just far as time, so that sounds like it's a great time saver for the person doing the initial data entry, but you as the bookkeeper, do you find that, you work faster having that physical paper copy beside you, or do you find it's better if the majority of the work has been done digitally for you?
If it's my role, so there's two ways that I can be ensuring that the data is complete. Then I like the paperwork that the customer has, and they will give it to me, and I will use the features of the online program, such as the bank fee, to take those pieces one by one. And I know category. It's not where you bought something, it's what you bought that tells you what the account code should be. Mm-hmm. So that's a time saver there. With the goodness, I forget the other side of the question.
Oh, just like the data entry for the user initially is fairly quick, but for you as the bookkeeper, so you're, in one case you're just verifying it,
yeah.
In others you might actually be doing the entry yourself.
That's right. It can make it simpler, but I think the secret is that you still have to be able to review. You still have to be able to access the original data, whether it's just a question to the business owner, what were those transactions about? And there it's coming back to where you're starting with, is paperless possible? Mm-hmm. I think it is, possibly, depending on how you were issued that receipt in the first place. But you'll get to that when you speak to your auditor about what's necessary to keep. With your online platforms, you can attach copies of the receipts, whether you're using other platforms that speak to them, such as HubDoc will fetch documents and receipts and pre-code them based on the information you teach them to use, and bring them into your online bookkeeping. So that can be a real time saver, and so that the work that you do on the books now is more about planning and setting budgets and deciding, setting targets, what you want to do with it. So,
okay. So this HubDoc that you mentioned, is that a different is that tied into QuickBooks Online, or is this a separate tool?
It's a separate tool.
Okay. And then are you taking pictures or are you scanning?
Oh, you can do both. You can do both with it.
All right. Okay.
You can forward emails to your special, if you have an account, to that. It will go and grab all of your subscription statements, such as like your telephone, your internet bill, those things that regularly get billed, but also it'll go and get your banks and credit card statements. Oh. It won't post those, but it will post your expense receipts. It won't post your income.
Oh, cool.
But it can go and get a lot of documents that a lot of busy business owners have a hard time finding the time to do.
Okay. And is this like a free service or a fairly inexpensive service, or is it quite pricey to do this?
It's about $25 a month, as I understand, for the business owner, and it's a pretty good price when you look at the cost of hourly bookkeeping. It saves a lot of organization time. So if you're paying $25 a month for that, you probably will save, a half an hour to an hour of bookkeeping in what can be done when you train the system to work for you.
Okay, great. Yeah. And so I guess going forward, because I know from experience, I've seen other people sort of hand their year-end paperwork to you in all kinds of interesting methods or ways. Yeah. So if you had a tip for people who are attempting to do their bookkeeping going forward, what would be one thing you'd like to share with them so that they could maybe get the next fiscal year started off right and make sure that they have their stuff organized, probably in a way that's easier for you to process?
Oh, great. I would say organize by the month. So in the month you're in, whatever went through your bank, have the backup for that attached to it. Whatever went through your credit card, have it attached. If things are, write little stories about what happened that month so that we can understand why there was, perhaps more draws out of the account. Maybe there was to buy some big equipment that maybe the receipts aren't included for. Giving the person helping you the information to know what's going on in your business will in turn let them help you use the software or the reporting to your advantage.
Okay.
I would say if you want to get started on your year, check in with whoever it is that's helping you and find out, get a report card, see how you're doing so far, and then just get another check-in as often as you think you need it based on that.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to talk about this.
Sure.
And what I'll do is I'll be posting this online, and I'll grab that the HubDoc, maybe the link for that from you. And of course, I'll offer some fantastic services at your own firm.
Yeah.
So if anybody out there needs some amazing bookkeeping skills, Dawn is the link for you. Yep. So thank you again for joining me today, and I guess tune in next week for the next segment in our series, where we'll be talking to Melody McLean with as an accountant from an accountant's perspective. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.